Technicalities in blueprint. Uh, Scale, it represents the ratio between the drawing and the actual structure. Scale is understood to be the factor that you multiplied the drawing or the dimension of the drawings to, where you can actually apply to all the dimensions to get the correct dimensions. Dimensions mark measurements for construction accuracy. The dimensions are when you actually add or state a dimension in the drawing so that you can actually make it clear to whoever is reading the drawing, whether it's a contractor or the labor or anyone is implementing this drawing or using it for any reason, even the pricing, even the details. You can actually add or state a drawing or a dimension in the drawing so that they can have a clear idea of this specific dimension and all the dimensions. Materials, specifications of building materials. It could actually indicate the type of the material. When we say type in construction, the specifications are the guideline, because specifications are the one that can control the whole quality of the project, the whole actually the survival of the projects. Because when you actually state your material, you are basing your loads on the material, you are basing your factors on this material that you design based on, whether it's like something in the structure or something in the architectural. You are basing all your concept on this material and the specifications of these materials. Notes, additional information for specific component or process. Because each project is different than the other ones, you have to actually indicate notes where like required or most important. Many places have its specific needs, specific uniqueness. Many projects have something that's not common between all projects. The most helpful way is to write your notes that this here is different than any other project. This here is where you actually use something that it's not familiar between all the projects, or you have an important note that you want to make sure everybody is reading it because it's a major key point in this area. Actually, notes are very helpful, especially in the drawings. After all, the main idea of a blueprint or any drawing is to actually make it clear to be understood of the project. Here are the abbreviations in Canadian blueprints. Abbreviations are actually something that are very important, because in abbreviations it's gonna help you to understand the projects, and what actually makes the blueprints in Canada different than any other blueprint or any drawing is their abbreviations. They rely a lot on the abbreviations, and it's their like their uniqueness in their drawings. For example, the common abbreviations between the Canadian projects are like AFF, which means above finished floor, BOE, bottom of elevation, CL, center line, DN, down, EAH, EL, elevation, F&D, foundation, TYP is typical, WC is water clothed, WO, without, and many other abbreviations. Actually, these abbreviations are very important to be understood, because it's gonna be used among all the drawings to describe the drawing. If you don't understand the abbreviation, no way to understand the drawings and to understand them correctly. The most important thing here in the abbreviations is that the abbreviations in Canada are actually different than any other place. You can have an abbreviation in your country that's different from the blueprints in Canada. All the previous uh, explanation of the blueprints, whether it's about the drawings, the idea of the drawings, the criteria of the drawings, can be common between all countries. You start studying them in college, but when you reach the abbreviations, this is where you have to start focusing, because the abbreviations in the blueprint are the one that is unique. And if you understand it based on the abbreviations in your country, you'll have a misunderstanding of the drawings. This is a common mistake or a common misunderstood here. When you reach the abbreviations, you can misunderstand the rebar, you can misunderstand the locations, you can misunderstand the layout. This could lead to a huge fatigue. This is where you start to really think about the blueprints. If you only understood the abbreviations, then you are actually at least in the safe place, because, as we said earlier, most of CAD is used among all countries. Drawings concepts are used among all countries, and layouts, sections, even anything, even details are used all between along all countries. But you have to focus again about the abbreviations, because this is where Canada stand in a different way. Blueprint samples, architectural samples, walls, solid or hatch line. These are like the idea of where you actually have to understand the shop drawings, or actually if you are drawing the shop drawings, because they have a standard to draw each element, to represent each element. They have symbols. For example, doors, swing arcs with door placement. This is the way they draw doors on their drawings. This is the common way and the regulated way actually. Windows, rectangular and wall section. Electrical samples, outlets, circuits or square with specific markings. Switches, single or double lines with letters. Of course, these are explained mostly in the samples or in the legend. You can go back to the legend to understand specifically the electrical sample, because each electrical sample has its own meaning, and it's explained in the legend. Only the sample is in the layout drawing, but the legend, it's gonna describe each sample to you. Plumbing samples, pipelines with specific samples for hot and cold water. Also the plumbing, because actually pipes are they actually stand different in terms of length. They are mostly described even in the pricing stage with the like per meter length. If you want to state that, you have to focus on the length. So in drawings, they actually just indicate a line because it's gonna give you the length. Other than that, the section of the plumbing, for example, the diameter, is indicated and described in the specifications, the BOQ, or could be in the legend of the drawings, not the layout, because it's only you have specific diameters, you have like a specific range of diameters, and mostly you can just use 3 of them or 2 of them among all the pipes that you are using in this project. So you can just describe the pipes as a line, then write the diameter for all the line, because it's gonna be 1 for this line and another one for that line. So a simple line is really enough for the pipes. Legal and regulatory requirements in Canada. National Buildings Code of Canada, which is NBC, it's abbreviated as NBC, adheres to the National Building Code of Canada, and of course this is implemented in the drawings stated, and you have to implement your blood drawings according. Provincial and municipal variations, because Canada is provinces, not states, so provincial and municipal variations are actually followed in the blueprints. Licensed professional request for licensed professional to stamp blueprints. in blueprints, you have to understand that not anyone is qualified to stamp the blueprints. Blueprints are stamped by PNGs only, and only PNG. In order for you to come to be a PNG, you have to go through specific exams, specific tests, and specific appliances here in Canada for you to become a PNG. After you become a PNG, you can stamp the drawing. You can stamp the blueprints. Otherwise, even if you are an engineer, you can't stamp a drawing. Permit approvals. Permit approvals based on blueprint submissions. This is where you can actually make your blueprints official after the PNG stamping. You have to apply it for permits. They will make sure that you followed all the previous regulations and their rules, their standards. This is when they double check your drawings and they can give you like an official approval of the drawing.